Hey there, my friend, welcome. I'm Dr. Anthony Balduzzi. I'm the founder here at the Fit Father Project. In today's video, we are going to talk about visceral fat, which is a very special and dangerous kind of fat that accumulates around your organs. And it's a lot different than just the belly fat that we can kind of pinch when we grab our bellies or we grab our arms. We feel that the visceral fat is the deep organ fat. And we're going to talk about what it is, what it does to your body, and some ideas on how you can lose the visceral fat to make yourself healthier. I know you're going to learn a ton in this video. Grab a pen and paper. Let's dive on in. I can't wait to train you.
FitFatherProject.com.
So first off, let's look at fat as a whole. What fat is essentially storage containers for our bodies. I like to make the analogy that fat cells are really like grain silos where, we take all the excess energy we have and we pour it into these fat cells and we fill them up so that our bodies have more energy to use later. And this was great for our ancient ancestors where they didn't have constant food access. So in times when they could eat a ton of calories and they encountered food or they killed an animal or whatnot, however they did that, they ate a lot of calories and the body had an ability to store those calories in fat cells for later because the next meal wouldn't be for some time. So fat cells are great for that point because they can store the energy, but what happens when we live in a world like we do today where calories are galore and we don't move as much and we're still storing all these calories? And what happens is as we store the calories to a certain point, the fat cells don't just go onto our belly, they get deep inside our organs. And that's what visceral fat is. Belly fat and the kind of subcutaneous fat is the fat you can pinch. You can pinch your belly and you can feel that kind of fat. And that fat is actually not nearly as dangerous as the visceral deep fat, and they call it the fat you can press. So if you press on your belly and you see all that fat that's deep in there, that's the visceral fat. And that's the fat that really wraps around our key vital organs, like our kidneys, our liver, our intestines, and that fat is very inflammatory. It creates inflammation around those key organs, and that definitely promotes all sorts of disease and sickness. And we really want to lose the visceral fat. And this is a first key distinction, is there are some people that have a fair amount of actually body fat, but they don't have a lot of visceral fat. And these people can live very long and healthy lives. And the problem is the more belly fat you accumulate and the more overweight you generally get, tendency is more visceral fat you will accumulate. And there are ways you can scan to see your visceral fat. But the point here is that the way to lose the visceral fat is pretty much the same way to lose, fat in general. It's to follow the good guidelines that we need to know about. So sleeping at least 7 hours, getting enough hydration, meaning taking your body weight in pounds, whatever that is right now, divide that number by 2. That's roughly how much water in ounces you should be drinking per day. 3, getting on a healthy diet. Your body is not just going to spot reduce this visceral fat. If we get you in a point where you're actually losing weight and losing fat, your body's going to pull from some of that visceral fat as well. So if you're here and you want some more guidance on healthy eating, because it's probably the foundation of losing weight and losing belly fat, I highly recommend you check out our free 1-day weight loss meal plan for men over 40. It is downloaded over 50,000 times this year, and I know you're going to absolutely love that. We cover everything you need to eat from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. Breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, we lay it all out. That would be a place where I would highly recommend you start if you're like, I know I have some visceral fat, I need to get rid of this because it's really affecting my health. And then after you get the sleep and the hydration and the nutrition down, then we can start getting into some formal workouts. Because this is important because visceral fat in particular, it's so deep in the body that exercise helps a lot to get the circulation going to those deep areas to really start liberating these fat cells and burning it off. That's why exercise is amazing because yes, we burn the calories, but the circulation effect of exercise is huge for fat burning because like I said, those fat cells are grain silos. They have all that stored energy, and once that stored energy is released, it needs to get into the circulation system and then it needs to get moved to our muscles and our organs, those metabolically active tissues, to be burned off. So that's why exercise is great for getting rid of visceral fat because we get the blood pumping, it's going to really help release a lot of that fat that's deep in your body. But do understand that if your goal is to lose visceral fat and you have visceral fat and you have some idea that you have this kind of fat, then I highly recommend that you just focus on losing weight in general. As your weight goes down, your visceral fat will go down. And one good way to measure your progress on the visceral fat is to take a waist circumference, get a little bit of a tape measure, check out what your belly circumference is, and then stick to these healthy eating guidelines we cover in that free 1-day meal plan. Get the sleep, do the hydration, do the exercise, and track the decrease in that waist circumference. As the waist circumference goes down, we can pretty much predict with high confidence that the visceral fat is going to go down, meaning the inflammation around those key organs is going to go down and you're going to be a lot healthier. So again, that is the thing with visceral fat. It is the fat that's deep in the organs. It truly is toxic and it's dangerous to our bodies, and we need to get rid of it if we want to live long and healthy lives. And the good news is that the way to get rid of the visceral fat is the same way that we get rid of fat in general. It's just healthy guidelines. And I highly recommend, because you're watching this video and you're interested in getting rid of visceral fat, that you check out some of our deeper level resources, like that free 1-day meal plan I mentioned. We'll send it straight to your email. There's links below this video. There's links in the article associated with this video, as well as our free 24-minute fat burning workout for busy fathers. That will help you get your blood pumping, get the circulation moving, and get some of that visceral fat out of your body. Hope you found this useful, my friend. If you like this, hit thumbs up. Let us know that you found this valuable. And I'm going to throw up some pictures here that will help you and show you some of the differences between visceral fat as well as belly fat, and give you some resources and links to that free 1-day meal plan, free 24-minute workout. I know you're really going to love those resources. So thank you for being here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're here watching on YouTube. We publish new videos like this every single week that covers stuff like visceral fat, but also exercise tutorials, meal plans, all the nutrition stuff, and how to stay motivated on a weight loss plan. We cover everything because we are the Fit Father Project. Helping busy fathers and their families lose weight is what we do. So I'm glad you found this video. I'll see you around the channel, and I'll talk to you soon, my friend.